The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed studio. It's wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, Monday morning. And yeah, we got real college football coming up this week. We had preseason wrapping up over the weekend. J.K. Dobbins goes down. Sorry about your luck if you ended up with him in the fantasy drafts. And Jeremy went 5-0 in his betting picks.
Week 0, mid-season form. Let's go. How about that lineup?
Yeah. So if you listen to him in the play action pools build your bankroll contest, and you followed his picks, then you started off the year pretty well.
Thank you, Scott Frost. You are just the gift that keeps on giving. You are the herpes of college football.
Not a great weekend for Nebraska.
No. It was a great weekend for me.
Right.
So I can officially announce this now. So we have officially signed a deal with bettor.com. They will be the official gambling partner of this show and the ESPN Radio show. So I had to try to drain all of my accounts with free plays and shit like that.
Yep.
With the other services that are out there. So Jeremy just kept throwing free plays at everything that happened over the weekend. Went 11-0 on Saturday. Whoa.
So now what are you going to do? Just cash out?
Well, now it's all real money.
Oh, okay.
Because it was free plays, so I couldn't cash it out.
Gotcha.
Now it's real U.S. dollars because I earned it. So now it's going in my betus.com account.
Good for you.
So we will have a link out today that you'll be able to start your account. You'll get free money for signing up with us. It's very beneficial to us that the people that wager with and do things with us use betus.com, and they're fantastic. They have the greatest lines on earth. If you see 4.5 on another site, you'll catch it at 3.5 on betus, which is one of the reasons that we went with them. They're fantastic people, and it is legal everywhere in the United States. And since we have so many people that watch this show that are not in this specific area, Betus is going to be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
We can't wait for it. And welcome everybody into the program. Be sure to hit that like, share, and follow button.
Hold on. Adam Black said something that I have to cover. Gambling is, you're 100% correct. Gambling is illegal in North Carolina. Unless you do it on betus.com. Don't ask me what the loophole is, because I don't fucking know. But it's legal as shit. You could use any debit card for any account that you have in this city. Ask me how I know. I've watched me do it. Don't know how it works, but it does.
It's because it's based out of the Bahamas, right?
Isn't that how that works? I genuinely 100% do not know.
Right. All right, legalities aside, we are happy to have Bet Us on board with the Sportsocracy. Glad to have you on board as well. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, we got the Patreon out there, and becoming a producer of the show on Patreon. Put your name up on the screen here, and exclusive content like Jeremy's hot ass betting picks.
Yep, and those of you that supported us through the summer months, billing has been paused for September, so you get September for free just for being our loyal, wonderful Patreons and sticking with us through. Oh, God, there's just been a lot of things going on.
Yep.
Just a lot going on. We've got things that we're this close to being able to tell you that are really cool. We will not be here tomorrow, so we will not have a show tomorrow. We were going to record one, but there's just not enough hours in the day because we may have to record an ESPN radio show this evening. And he just found that out.
Yes. Yes, I did.
In fairness, I found it out right before he hit the button. So not like I held on to the information and just said, hey, watch this. Fuck you. No, I just found out myself. So.
Yeah. I think we need a +2 for Kevin Vick. He says meth is illegal in North Carolina, too. However, just check out exit 44 off of I-40. Yep. Excellent. That's +2.
Kevin Vick's first one on the board for this week.
Yep, Kevin Vick Memorial Bell. Don't forget, comment of the week. The best comments get points. Jeremy tallies them up, and at the end of the week, we get a winner, and the winners go into a drawing for a wonderful special prize. We're still doing helmets, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so thoughts on what happened over the weekend other than Jeremy's so glad to have all that money?
Wait for it. I haven't got to use this one in a while. Oh. Yeah. Wait. Got to double deuce it.
Wow, winning.
There you go.
God bless Scott Frost. Scott Frost is like the fucking little, what is it? The Little League of the Poor. Whoever it was, Oliver Twist. Please, sir. Can I ask you more? I wish Nebraska played 4 times a week. Like that team that played IMG Academy on ESPN yesterday. Yeah, we'll talk about that on the ESPN radio show in spite of the fact they probably don't want us to.
It's fine. You screw up that badly, you're gonna be in the news. The object of the game is never to make the news, but sometimes it happens to the best of us.
Sometimes it don't always work out for a ninja.
Anything learned in the NFL other than, man, thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers got to go out to all the folks who drafted J.K. Dobbins. Dobbins gets hurt in the 3rd preseason game. I hate to go down this path, but I don't give a damn about a winning streak in the preseason. You didn't need to have him out there, and he got hurt. Season-ending injury for J.K. Dobbins. Now the question is, fantasy style, what does this do for Gus Bradley? Or Gus Bradley.
It doesn't do shit for Gus Bradley.
Gus Edwards. Gus Bradley. What does this do for Gus Edwards' value in fantasy football? 5th round? Too high?
That's too high for me, and I'll tell you why. Stephen Tao and I were in a draft last night, a longtime league we've been in with his brother, his nephew. It's one of my favorite drafts that I do, mainly because I can talk shit to his brother for an extended period of time. We always wind up back-to-back, and we think with the same brain, so we just piss each other off for 16 rounds. Gus went in the 5th round last night.
Okay.
I got Damian Harris in the same round. And I'm going to level. Actually, that's a lie. I got Mike Davis in the same round. I got Damian Harris a round later. Here's my problem with Gus Edwards. It's not that I don't think he's going to be good. I 100% think he will be good. When has it ever not been 2 guys in Baltimore? Whether it was Ingram and Gus and J.K. with a little touch of Ingram on the side, there's another guy in that backfield that you can get for virtually nothing. His name is Tyson Williams. You can get him as the last pick in your draft, and I'm just telling you, he's going to have more of a role than you think. It's not Justice Hill. Justice Hill sucks at football. He is not good at football. The only thing that's changed is, maybe Justice Hill makes the roster.
Right.
I have been in touch with 2 people that cover the Ravens very closely that say they are not currently looking at adding another running back. They feel really good with Tyson Williams and Gus Edwards. So, and it should tell you something that in the press conference after the preseason game, Lamar Jackson mentioned this kid by name. When people try to tell you things, you should listen to them. Lamar Jackson has a lot of sway, and he really likes this kid. So I'm just saying, and I'm not saying avoid Gus Edwards or anything like that. I will have him. This is what happens when guys get hurt in the preseason. It's the Sony Michel rule.
Yep.
Sony Michel should be going where?
7th round?
I still think you're too high.
Really?
Yes, I think you're too high. It's just because it happened recently. And so people are, it's one of 2 things. People will start just chucking fab dollars at Sony Michel if they've already had a draft because, he's a running back that's going to get touches.
Yep.
That's going to be the grossest split on earth. Straight up. Sony Michel, Darrell Henderson's going to be the grossest split on earth. And you know who just told you that? Sean McVay. Sean McVay came out over the weekend and said, we did this to have another running back.
Yep.
Darrell Henderson is still a guy we believe in, and we believe he deserves touches in this offense. Be careful with that. That's all I'm trying to say with Gus Edwards. I'll be really honest with you. I changed my projections, obviously, when J.K. Dobbins went down.
Yeah.
How many touches do you think Gus Edwards gets this year?
Oh, I don't know. I don't do projections.
Well, there's 17 games, so just even the simplest math would work.
I don't know. 15 touches a game.
So 15 touches, of course, you chose a difficult number. shit.
Would 14 have been better?
It'd be 240 touches.
Okay.
It's too many. How many did he have last year?
130.
144.
Okay.
How many catches does he have in his life?
How many catches?
18.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? Somebody's going to catch balls out of that backfield. And I have a funny feeling his name is Tyson Williams. So I look at Gus Edwards now, and I had him in the late 30s. This didn't move him up that drastically for me. He moves up, but now it's going to be split, and it's going to be gross, and there's probably a third running back in there. I know they have an undrafted free agent, Stephen Towle. You're a Ravens fan. Please tell me what that kid's name is, because it's starting to drive me nuts. I don't think it's going to be – I don't think he's going to be the guy that you look at and go, damn, I wish I drafted him because he was a top 15 running back in fantasy football.
Right.
I had him as a top 35. Now I see him as a top 25. That's about all that really changed. He always had the goal line. He had the goal line work pretty much locked up anyway. So the touchdowns and shit, I don't really know that this is going to alter that much. Can he add a couple? Sure. I mean, but hell, last year he had 6. I mean, how many things he's going to have? 15?
No.
No. My projections, I changed him from, I had him at 6. Now I have him at 9. That's literally, that averages out to 1 point a week. So, not saying avoid him, just saying I'm not super excited.
Right. If you followed our advice, we told you in the run-up to this that Gus Edwards was a guy that had solo value, and you needed to target him. If you didn't get J.K. Dobbins on the first round, or especially if you got J.K. Dobbins, you should have got the handcuff. A lot of people didn't get that opportunity, though, because I took Gus Edwards in many a draft that I was in anyway. Irv Smith also got hurt over the weekend. He's going to have surgery. He's going to be out for a few weeks. So now everybody's piling more onto Tyler Conklin.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes, no. You go do that. I believe that's who got picked up off the waiver wire by old Dum Dum in my league that let J.K. Dobbins go in a dynasty league. Yeah. Prey on those people who keep Alex Collins on their dynasty team and just outright cut J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
I had to send Jeremy a text message last night asking, okay, so how much fab do I need to spend? It's a lot.
An aggressive amount.
Right. Especially if you're in like we are in a deep league that keeps like 20 players year after year. There's never going to be that guy that
Not
gets
of that
available.
quality.
Right. That gets available just
That's how I figure those out.
Yeah, just take the lump, and take him.
Anytime you see something happen in a dynasty league, because I get a lot of questions of how much fab should I spend on this guy?
Yep.
Well, it's very specific to your situation. It's very specific to your league. It's like I told him, if you think you're competitive this year, you need to keep some form of fab dollars, because J.K. Dobbins is not going to shit for you.
Right.
You also don't know what he's going to be when he comes back. Now, is what he will be when he comes back better than Ty Johnson or somebody that you're going to wind up off waivers? Absolutely. So even if you're competitive and you need to save some fab dollars, you still throw an aggressive bid out there.
Yep.
Now, if you're not competitive, you throw them all. You throw all your fab dollars at it. Get him, put him on IR, and then you're just going to work. You're not going to have any waivers this year.
Right.
You'll have to deal with guys when they become free agents, and that's fine. It's a pain in the ass, but
if
it's
somebody
fine.
wanted to get rid of J.K. Dobbins off their team, and they said he's hurt for the rest of the season, you give me a draft pick. What draft pick are you throwing him?
For Dobbins?
Yeah.
I'd throw you a 2 and a 3 in a rookie draft next year. I don't know that I would come off a 1. I probably would.
I think I would.
If I'm good, I mean, I'm not going to give you the number 1 pick because there's guys that I'm going to want next year. This is a good run. Next year's a good running back draft, by the way. So I'm probably not coming off a 1 unless I really feel good that my team's very, very good.
That's what I was thinking as well. And then I did the math in my head of how much would I pay like if you could sell your fab dollars, how much would you give them for a number 1 pick next year? Because J.K. Dobbins, if he lasted out there, he would be the number 1 pick, if not.
Oh, absolutely.
If not close to the number 1 pick, depending on what running backs come out next year in the rookie draft. Anyhow, I know it's an isolated incident. If you get the chance to get him, though, go out and get him.
By the way, can we stop playing players in the preseason?
I mean,
you remember what I said I said it on Friday.
Yep.
This is a bad idea. Mm-hmm. What happened? There needs to be uniformity of when the starters play and when the backups play. Mm-hmm. Because when you play backups, you wind up with a no-name bullshit corner throwing a helmet on J.K. Dobbins' knee, and now he's done for the year. Mm-hmm. That was insanely predictable. And I say that because I predictabled it.
Yeah, you did predictable it. You do English very, very well.
I do English good.
All right, do we want to save the Jake Paul talk for
this afternoon?
Yeah, let's do that.
But I do want to say one thing that I can't say on the radio.
Yeah.
Fuck Jake Paul. I'm officially getting to the point of I want to fight him. I want to fight. Like, if you're just going to keep fighting people that are some of smaller than you, I don't know how in the hell I would get down to 190 pounds, but I'd find a way.
I don't think you can.
I would lap band is what it would
yeah,
probably
I was
require.
Say, I don't think it's possible.
I would have to actually freeze my ass off.
Or just have everything surgically removed.
That's actually a thing. They can freeze the fat off your body, and unfortunately, most of the fat's not in my ass. They need to freeze off this.
A lot of it. That's right. Not comparing. We don't need to go down that road.
Now, if he's willing to do a catch-weight fight, I'll fight him tomorrow. 100%. I'd fight Jake Paul in a heartbeat.
In a boxing ring.
100%. Let's do it. He's 6 foot, $190. I'm 6'5", 3 bills. Let's go. I will rock your skull as hard as anybody ever has in your life.
I don't think he's taking that.
As a matter of fact, I might just approve a point, put my hand on his forehead and go, just watch him do this.
Yeah. I don't think he's taking that fight. I really don't. When they did ask him after the fight last night with Tyron Woodley, oh, do you want to fight the boxer now? And he went, I think maybe I'll take some time off.
I'm going to fight Kanye next.
I'm 24 years old, and I've got a lot of things to look forward to, and I think I just need to reconnect with myself. And then Tyron Woodley said, I want a rematch. He said, okay, I'll make $20 million again, or whatever the hell they made off of that pay-per-view.
Yeah, Jake Paul, I will fight you any day. Any day.
Any day.
Any day.
All right, it is time to continue on with the NFL Top 100 Sportsocracy Style. We are now to the section that takes us number 41 through 60.
60 is going to be a name that I know all too well.
You do. Number 60 is Jamal Adams, the safety from the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks famously giving up 2 first-round draft picks to get him away from the New York Jets. Jeremy's still very happy about that deal.
100%.
Wow, winning.
He didn't have to pay him $70 million or whatever. What was the number that they reached?
Let's see. Mathing is hard. 70.
Yeah, right. $70 million. He's glad he didn't have to give up the $70 million. There is, though, Jamal Adams is a freak, and he can get after the quarterback better than any safety in NFL history.
100%. He's a great blitzing safety.
Yep.
He has 2 interceptions in his life.
Yep.
I'm good. Here's my problem with Jamal Adams. And people say, oh, you're just a Jets fan, and you're bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. The trade worked out great for me. It wouldn't matter to me if you were 8 on this list. I wouldn't care. Because you're a non-quarterback that we got 2 1s, a 3, and another player for. That's a win every time. Here's my problem with Jamal Adams. He's been in bad secondaries every year they've been in the league. You're the highest paid safety in the league, and your secondaries have always been in the bottom 10 to 12. Mm-hmm. That's not a good sign. Justin Simmons, I'm not going to say he's superior to Jamal Adams because he's not. I think Jesse Bates is close.
Okay.
I do. If you told me right now I could have one or the other, knowing what I'm getting ready to have to pay Jesse Bates, I'd consider it. He just doesn't do that deep center field. You're a great blitzer. That's all well and good. To play with that, you have to have somebody Jesse Bates level to play center field.
Yes.
Or you're asking your corners to play deep cover three. It's just a mishmash of bullshit that's never going to lead to your secondary being good. He has to get home. If he doesn't get home and put pressure on quarterbacks, of which how many quarterback hits did he have all year last year? Best blitzing safety in NFL history.
11.
14.
14.
14 in 12 games. Yeah. So you're looking at little more than one every game. And that's fine. There's definitely a merit to that. It doesn't merit you being any higher than this. He's a high-level linebacker is exactly what he is.
Yeah. I was going to say, could he be a guy that we could see play that new Joker role at some point? They figure out we need guys at safety who are really great in coverage. Could he be one of the guys that they, as he gets older in his NFL career, that they move to that linebacker?
He plays linebacker
safety
now more than you want.
I know.
More than you would ever think.
When he lines up front, a big play's coming. They're either going to run away from his side or he is going to blow up the play. The problem is that's not what his job description should entail.
Correct. And that's why he's at 60. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying he's not conducive to his brand of football is only conducive to winning in certain circumstances. And I don't feel like currently the Seahawks can satiate that.
Yeah. At number 59, you got the running back out of Green Bay, Aaron Jones. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons for him.
Wrong one.
What?
I put the wrong one up.
Oh. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons for him. 25 touchdowns the last 2 years. Now, granted, he did have 9 touchdowns last year and had exploded for 16 touchdowns the year before in 2019. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as well.
He's a very versatile all-around back.
Yeah, that's the thing that I love about Aaron Jones is that he can do all of the things.
There are not many running backs ahead of him. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. Because he's about as good all around as they come.
He's in the top 5 running backs in the NFL, correct? I think he's solidly in my top 5.
I believe so, yes. My list is in terms of pure talents plus situation plus all of the things. So, he's ahead of Saquon. Is he a better running back than Saquon? No. You put Aaron Jones in New York and Saquon in Green Bay, Saquon would look like Barry fucking Sanders. Situation sucks. So Aaron Jones is in a much better position to succeed.
I say solidly in my top 5, and then I just looked at our top 40 running backs list that we did. I had him 7.
Yeah.
So he's up there. Aaron Jones most definitely deserving to be in the top 60 players in the NFL. To me, there is no real doubt about that.
Correct.
At number 58, Danielle Hunter.
He might be the most underrated pass rusher in the NFL. If he's not, I don't know who it is. He's played 4 full 16-game seasons in his career. He's had 12.5 or more sacks in 3 of them.
Yep.
He was hurt last year, and you saw how much it affected Minnesota. They couldn't get to the quarterback because they didn't have anybody scared anybody. So you can do different line stunts and things like that because you're not scared of anybody. Danielle Hunter changes that defense. Now, I'm hoping Mike Zimmer can, take a 5-minute pause for the cause to get away from talking about corona vaccination to actually, put a competitive fucking team on the field. But, we shall see.
He adds another level to his team when he is on the field. Last 2 seasons, he's had at least 70 tackles and 14.5 sacks exactly in each of the last 2 seasons. He is one of the most formidable edge rushers in the entire NFL. Danielle Hunter, number 58, defensive end from the Minnesota Vikings. At number 57, it's Calvin Ridley, wide receiver from the Atlanta Falcons. We saw last year he got a little bit of time in the spotlight as Julio Jones only played 9 games. This year, Julio Jones obviously out of town, and now Calvin Ridley has to be the big dog in that offense. I don't think I saw anything from him last year that makes me believe he can't fill that role.
He certainly matured last year. Here's what makes me nervous about Calvin Ridley. This will be his 4th year in the NFL. He had 800-yard games last year. How many did he have in the first 2 years total?
4.
3. It makes me nervous that you were in a pass-happy offense because they couldn't stop a fucking nosebleed. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think they can stop a nosebleed again. I think it's going to, again, be a bad defense. I think Calvin Ridley will be better statistically than he is real-life football. Because there were some fluffy games where he had a shitload of yards and they got slaughtered. That bothers me. It bothers me when you're in this pass-happy offense because you can't throw. My question with Calvin Ridley would be, name me a receiver that you definitively feel like is better than him.
Oh, Devontae Adams.
Okay, you went to the high side. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you put Calvin Ridley in Green Bay, do you feel like it makes, and put Devontae Adams in Atlanta, whose stats do you think go through the roof?
Oh, God, I think it's Calvin Ridley.
I think it's Devontae Adams.
Really?
Yeah. Because, I mean, think about it. Devontae Adams is double-teamed constantly because there's nobody else on the team you have to worry about. I mean, Aaron Jones on a swing pass out of the backfield, Robert Tonyan across the middle. Whoopee-doo. Calvin Ridley then gets double-team pressure all the time because there is no Kyle Pitts. There is no Julio Jones. There's nobody. And I think it would hurt him.
I was thinking Aaron Rodgers with a better quarterback is the better quarterback of that situation.
I don't disagree with that.
Calvin Ridley, to
Devontae
me,
Adams is the better wide receiver by a mile.
I agree. I don't know about a mile. Maybe
by
half a mile. Maybe half a mile.
Mile and a quarter. I'm going the other way.
He's going the other way. 90 catches last year, 1,374 yards, 9 touchdowns. It's not a bad stat line.
Nope.
It's all going to be on him this year, though. At number 56, you got the cornerback from the Buffalo Bills, Tre'Davious White.
I'm going to, secret time, I think Tre'Davious White's a little bit overrated.
Okay.
The defense is very, very good. There was some bad tape on him last year. Got beat a few times. Some people will think I have him too high. Some people think I have him too low. Sheer talent, he's out of this world. The way he fits in the Buffalo offense is fantastic. He also has 2 of the best safeties in the NFL behind him. One of whom has my favorite wife in the NFL by a considerable amount. And it has nothing to do with how she looks.
Okay.
Follow Rachel Bush on Twitter. You'll know what I'm talking about. She's married to Jordan Poyer. She is, her politics and mine they are simpatico. Big fan of hers.
Big fan? Okay.
I just think a lot of things have to be right for Tre'Davious White to be a lockdown corner. I don't put him in that Jalen Ramsey category where, he's just great wherever he goes. I think Tre'Davious White benefits from having 2 great safeties behind him, a pretty good pass rush in front of him, and a really good scheme.
Marshawn Lattimore, Tre'Davious White. If you had your pick,
White.
which one are you taking?
Tre'Davious White, not close.
Okay. Stephon Gilmore.
For 1 year,
Yeah.
I'm still going to say Tre'Davious White, but it's close.
I'm with you. I think he's on the very, very short list of shutdown corners in this league that I would trust to anchor my pass defense. And that's why he ends up at number 56. 55, Ronnie Stanley. Coming off a big injury with the Baltimore Ravens. It was one of those things that just broke your heart. Broke your heart to see him the day after he signs a major contract extension with the Baltimore Ravens that he has a season-ending injury 8 games into the season. Did the fact that Orlando Brown stepped in and got a lot of limelight, did that make you feel like maybe Ronnie Stanley's propped up by his teammates some?
Nope. Because Orlando Brown was nowhere near as good of a left tackle as Ronnie Stanley was. Orlando Brown was serviceable. He is a good left tackle in the NFL. Ronnie Stanley's elite. Elite. Kansas City gave up a 1 to get Orlando Brown.
Yep.
It would take 2 1s plus to get Ronnie Stanley. There's a reason for that, because he's elite.
That's the reason they're paying him damn near $100 million on that contract that he signed right before the injury. And I think this year he's got to be out to prove something.
Oh, absolutely. And now with no J.K. Dobbins, he's going to have to be better as a run blocker. He's a great pass blocker. But he's going to have to be the catalyst for this line because there's a lot. That is a team that has gone through a lot of injuries in one preseason.
Yep.
Much like my Jets.
Oh.
Hey, but we traded for
Hey,
Shaq
you got
Lawson.
Shaq Lawson? Yeah, Shaq Lawson.
Yay. It's like cutting your arm off and going, I got some Band-Aids. It'll work.
What else were you going to do?
I don't know, trade for an actual legitimate pass rusher.
Well, you didn't have to give up much to get him. What'd you give up, a 6?
Overpay.
I'll take a shot. It's an overpay. Stop that. At number 54, last year's big miss by Jeremy Greene in fantasy football, Justin Jefferson. Wide receiver from the Minnesota Vikings.
It's officially come full circle.
Good
I
for
drafted
you.
him last night.
Good for you. He had a rookie year, unlike we, have seen very often in the NFL.
You were about to say unlike we've ever seen. And there was a name that I was going to go,
No.
you're wrong.
No. It was one of the best rookie seasons we've ever
100%.
seen from a wide receiver in history. 88 catches, 1,400 yards. I loved him, and I didn't even think that he was capable of doing that in his first year, and now he has put himself amongst the elite wide receivers in the NFL.
I thought he was propped up by the scheme at LSU.
Yep.
I was right about Jamar Chase. I was wrong about Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
So I didn't cave to, I was wrong with Justin Jefferson, so Jamar Chase is great. No, he has 10 thumbs. Mm-hmm. By the way, did you see Jamar Chase's target yesterday?
No.
5 targets, 4 drops. Just throwing that out there. It's on a bubble screen from Joe Burrow, and I swear to you, I think he thought it had cholera on it. Like, no!
T. Higgins, not a bad investment.
Tyler Boyd, slot guy, because Joe Burrow's going to be running for his life.
Right.
I do find it funny that the Bengals have a tiger as their mascot, because I feel like 7-step drops in Cincinnati are going to look like something from Nat Geo. Oh, the fragile Bengal. Watch him as he runs away. Run, Joe, run! Oh, caught him. It's the cycle of life.
The tiger running away from the elephants, I guess, at this point. Whatever.
Tiger running away from the elephant. What fucking animal cracker damn zoo did you?
What?
Not two that.
Because why would the tiger be running from anything? It's the most fierce in the battle.
Yeah.
It's not like you'd send a gazelle after him.
Look, I didn't say that the fucking analogy was perfect. It was a joke.
Right, but this in the elephants are the offensive linemen. They're bigger. Anyhow, whatever.
Next time you see an elephant eating a lion, let me know.
Not eating him. They'll stomp the shit out of him.
That was what I was talking about. Joe got 8. What the hell does eat a lion?
You mean a tiger?
Or a tiger, or any of that shit. I mean, they're the same shit, okay? A lion and a tiger are the same shit.
They live in different parts of the world.
I don't care. They're the same thing, okay? A tiger is its southern relative. I don't care.
Oh, is a cat?
Yes, cat. Cat.
So hyenas are dogs. And,
coyotes, 100%.
Yeah. Dog.
Fucking dog.
Cat. All right. Yeah.
Works with cats, too.
No. To answer your question,
Evan Doyle.
I don't know.
+3 for Evan
People
Doyle.
eat tigers.
He said this analogy's going off the rails faster than the fan base giving up on Chase.
Bingo.
That is worth a +3.
Yeah. Michael Whiteside says buzzards. That's the only thing that eats tigers.
But what kills them?
Cholera? That's why Jamar Chase was batting the football down. The Tigers' #1 enemy is cholera.
Oh, you know what? I know what kills lions. COVID.
Coronavirus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear to you, if you check the death certificate of every lion, COVID.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen. That's who. Two for Kevin.
Wow, winning.
That's at least 4 today.
Yeah, 100%.
Good for you, Kevin. All right, where are we at on the list here?
I don't know. We started talking about lions and
Justin
tigers
Jefferson.
and bullshit.
Okay. Yeah. Justin Jefferson at 54 after his 1,400-yard rookie season. Number 53, go back to the offensive line, Corey Linsley. the All-Pro from Green Bay, who just signed on with the Los Angeles Chargers. I still say that's one of the best off-season signings. The Chargers did the right thing. They went out and they found a line that they could put together to put stars around this young quarterback. $62.5 million over 5 years, not too shabby to pay for an all-pro center.
Especially one that has 12 penalties in 7 years.
Wow.
12 in 7 years. He's very, 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 very good.
Yes, he is. And he's going to anchor that line in front of Joe Burrow for a long time. Long past, hopefully, when Justin Herbert wins his MVP, because I think he's a candidate if everything can go smoothly with that coaching staff and the new Joe Lombardi offense. Demario Davis at number 52, linebacker from the New Orleans Saints.
This is one I will fight you on.
Okay.
If you don't agree with me, I will fight you because you're wrong. Straight up. There's not many guys on this list that I'm like, I'm not listening to other opinions. 100% straight up. Demario Davis is the most underrated player in the NFL, and I think it's by a wide margin.
Okay.
Now, granted, I did get to watch him with the Jets for an extended period of time, and he has to be in the right system, which apparently is New Orleans. Mm-hmm. But he is good. God, he is fantastic. We had him 2 times. Never figured it out. It's fun being a Jets fan.
He's a guy that's all over the place for the Saints defense. Over 100 tackles. You can bank it every year. He's averaging 5 sacks a year as well, especially, over the last 4 years anyway. And he will get you over 10 tackles for a loss. Mm-hmm. He can get in the backfield. How is he in coverage?
Good. He's good at everything. Mm-hmm. There's nothing he can't do. The only thing is he needed to find somewhere that would use him the way that New Orleans has. He's a 4-3 off-ball linebacker. That's who he is. The Browns and the Jets both tried to use him in 3-4. It didn't work. Mm-hmm. You use him this way where he can be a little more rangy. It's tremendous. I'll be honest with you. Who's the best off-ball linebacker in the NFL? Most people would say Fred Warner. I would say Fred Warner.
Yeah, okay.
Demario Davis is about that close to him. He's closer than Darius Leonard. Darius Leonard's just younger.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I have no objections to Demario Davis. Number 51 is Nick Chubb, running back from the Cleveland Browns. Missed 4 games last year. Still had over 1,000 yards. He'll get you somewhere in the neighborhood of the 100 yards a game. And he gets a lot of touchdowns as well. 12 touchdowns last year. I think that was his first year with double-digit touchdowns, but he's been right on the cusp of double-digit touchdowns every year. Everybody, when it comes to fantasy football, people talking about Kareem Hunt. Does Kareem Hunt hurt his value? No, nope. And he never has. Nope. It's been the best 1-2 punch in the league for 3 years now.
I just need you to understand, Nick Chubb ran for almost 1,100 yards last year in 12 games. Mm-hmm. He averaged, how many yards per carry did he average last year?
Yards per carry?
Yeah.
4.8?
5.6.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a lot. And the bad thing is, 9 times out of 10, teams know it's coming. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. The line's good, he's good, and I don't care about Kareem. I mean, Kareem Hunt's fine. Mm-hmm. He's a nice ancillary piece.
Yep.
Nick Chubb's the dude.
Yep.
I don't think I have more than – I think Christian McCaffrey and Dalvin Cook are the only 2 running backs I have ahead of Nick Chubb. And Kamara. I do have Kamara ahead of him. He's 4. And Derrick Henry. Shit, he's 5. Damn it.
Shit, he's 5. He's my 6. I got Jonathan Taylor ahead of him.
I don't actually have Jonathan Taylor on this list.
In the top 100?
Mm-mm.
That seems like an error in judgment, but
I'm just not ready to go there with him yet.
It's a year in.
Yeah, I'm not ready to go there with him yet.
Okay.
He had a great 6-game stretch. Mm-hmm. He had 10 games where he was borderline irrelevant. Mm-hmm. I'm just not ready to go there with him yet.
Right.
Top 100 in fantasy? Absolutely. I take him in the second round. Mm-hmm. top 100 most talented players in the NFL? Not there yet.
Not there yet. I love Nick Chubb. Have ever since he was at Georgia. He was my favorite of the backfield split there. And it's proven itself in the NFL.
Out in the NFL.
Yeah, it's proven itself in the NFL. Sony Michel is now on his second different team. The team looked at him and said, no, we're not going to extend your contract, and in fact, you can get the fuck out of here.
Well, he's not better than Damian Harris, so it makes all the sense in the world.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. At number 50, you got J.J. Watt.
This might be a career.
Yes.
He's still this good when he's on the field.
He is very good. You do have to account for him when he's on the field a little more than you do other guys. But he hasn't been that elite player in the NFL in a couple of years.
Yeah, there was an injury-riddled season in there.
Yeah.
Still had 16 sacks the last fully healthy year he had that he was on a defense that didn't suck.
Agreed.
The Texans' defense last year was awful.
Yeah.
So he got double-teamed. It wasn't good. Mm-hmm. So I think you're going to see a resurgent year from J.J. Watt this year. With Chandler Jones on the other side, and yes, Chandler Jones is going to be there. If the trade could have been worked out, it would have already been done.
Right. My question is, do you think he's past his prime? And would you bet your house on a double-digit sack season for him?
Yes.
You would.
If he plays 16 games, yes, I would.
Okay.
Because you can't double team him anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you want Chandler Jones to, throw up 30, which he very well could.
Right.
There's just other things there. You got two very flexible linebackers in Zaven Collins and Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah.
Buda Baker that can come off the edge. Very good safety. That's a. You tell me he plays 16 games, 17 games, he's going to throw up double-digit sacks.
I would love to see it because not only is he one of the most talented players in the NFL, he is also one of the greatest dudes in the NFL. Completely, embraces his community, helps in his community however way he can. Shit like that matters to me. I know it doesn't matter to you, and especially when it comes to a talent list, but I do think the top 50 ranking is a little skewed on who he is and his career.
Name me how many four defensive ends would you take ahead of him? It's one, and it's Aaron Donald.
Okay.
That's it. That's the list. Cameron Hayward, worth talking about. There are a few others that are worth talking about.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt, when he's healthy, is still the best of all of them.
At number 49,
by the way, hold on before you go any further.
Sorry.
We were talking about Jamal Adams earlier. Mm-hmm. J.J. Watt, literally getting double-teamed sideways, had 5 more quarterback hits than Jamal Adams did. So, just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
It's still mind-boggling to me to see that any 3-4 D end was throwing up 40-plus quarterback hits every single freaking year.
Yep.
That's insane.
Number 49 on the list, Minka Fitzpatrick, safety from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh looks back on that and goes, yeah, I think we're glad we did that deal with Miami. Because it was an absolute home run pick. He's been nothing but lights out since he got to Pittsburgh.
Minka's a bad man.
Mm-hmm.
Only bad thing is that the secondary of Pittsburgh, in large part, is also bad. So you can avoid him. So I don't know that he's ever going to put up otherworldly stats. Mm-hmm. It's going to be one of those things you watch the tape and just go, good Lord, he is the best player on the field. Other than T.J. Watt. We won't see T.J. Watt for a while. Just let that be known. Right.
9 interceptions in the last 2 years. That's, he's the anti-Jamal Adams.
Agreed.
He's the one. He's the guy that plays. If you could put his coverage skills in with Jamal Adams, he'd be the perfect safety. Chandler Jones comes in at number 48. Now running mates, as we talked about, with J.J. Watt. There's been all the talk about whether or not he's going to be traded, that he wants out of town, he wants more money, whatever. I agree with Jeremy when he says if the deal could have been done, it would have been done by now. And I've seen nothing but glowing remarks from his teammates. saying, we want him here. We're going to make him feel welcome, especially JJ.
He's an elite pass rusher. They brought in JJ to be on the other side of him.
Right. JJ knows how important it is to have that other guy on the other side of you.
Yep, 100%. Chandler Jones is an elite pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Still is and still has several years of being an elite pass rusher.
Right. Next on the list, the guy that we've talked ad nauseum about for the last 2 years, whether it be his contract negotiations with the Dallas Cowboys or, of course, the horrific leg injury that he had last year, Dak Prescott. He was on pace to throw for 5,800 yards or something last year before the injury. He is worth the contract extension. I remember we went back and forth on this a lot in the run-up to him, finally signing that extension with the Dallas Cowboys. Is he worth elite money? I think just in a few short games last year, he proved it.
Oh, 100%. I need you to understand that this is a guy that averages 260 yards a game.
Yep.
For his entire career. That's preposterous, especially when you consider he's been knocked out of a few. Dak Prescott's a high-level quarterback. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's 2.5 to 1 interception, the touchdown to interception guy, 15 games over 500, 66 pitches. He hits every marker I asked for in a quarterback.
Yep.
So, I mean, to me, I might even have him a little low. I should have him ahead of Justin Herbert. I just realized that's a fucking boo-boo. I should have swapped those two. Herbert should be 47 and Dak should be 43.
I would agree.
I didn't think about it at the time, but that 100% should have been. Yep, that's one I boo-boo kiddied.
Dak Prescott, though, they're saying he's going to be healthy. He's going to be ready for that opener. I just hope he's there mentally. Coming back from an injury like that and going up against the defense that he's going to be going up against, I don't have any Joe Burrow-esque concerns with him. He is much more there mentally than a guy coming off his, an injury-riddled rookie season. He never missed a snap, I don't think, in the first 4 years in the league.
Nope. He's
a gamer. He's smart. He can do things with his legs. He can do it with his arm. He can beat you every which way. I think he is no doubt worthy of the contract extension that he signed with the Dallas Cowboys.
I would agree.
Number 46, Marlon Humphrey, cornerback from the Baltimore Ravens. I think this is a guy that gets overlooked a lot.
I do too. And I'll tell you why he gets overlooked. Because he doesn't pick off a ton of passes.
Mm-hmm.
He's got, 8? Never had a season with more than 3.
Yep.
You want me to tell you another stat about Marlon Humphrey that'll blow your damn mind? Won't blow Stephen Dow's mind because he's a Ravens fan. He had 8 forced fumbles last year. 8.
Jesus.
That is insane for a corner. He's one of the best tackling corners in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And he just has this innate ability to pry the ball free, which is something I love corners that can tackle. There are a lot of corners in this league that are very good in coverage, but they can't tackle worth shit.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys get pushed down for me. Marlon Humphrey has none of those concerns. Very talented, very good, and to me, one of the best corners in the NFL.
I fully agree with that. Allen Robinson is next on the list. The guy who doesn't need a quarterback and has never had a quarterback. And I think more than anybody else in the league is hoping that Justin Fields actually turns into the guy that can deliver him the ball properly.
I really hope it's Justin Fields because it sure as shit ain't Andrew Dalton.
Right. Allen Robinson is, he's had an injury-riddled season, or a couple of injury-riddled seasons. He had, of course, the big one where he missed every game. Did he play even a game?
He played a game.
He played a game in that season, 2017. And he is, 1,100 yards in 2019, 1,250 last year. And again, his quarterbacks have been absolute disasters.
He's had one full year where he didn't go over 1,000 yards. And that was with bad Blake Bortles.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Blake. 3-13, terrible Blake Bortles. So, I mean, to me, he's another one of those guys that gets overlooked. He's very, very good. I'm interested to see how this works with Justin Fields. I like Darnell Mooney being on the other side. I'm a big fan of Cole Kmet. David Montgomery, I love the talent, but God, I hate that offensive line. That's something we hadn't talked about with Justin Fields. If you put Justin Fields behind the line that they're trotting out week 1, he might not make it through the first game.
Well, we already saw it. We already saw him get his clock cleaned in the preseason.
Well, that was on him. That was a line adjustment. That's 100% not on that tackle.
Oh, I understand that, but that's part of the thing that I'm saying is if he's running around like crazy on every play, his head's not going to be mentally in it, and he won't notice that check or see that he needs to make that adjustment.
Did you hear what Matt Nagy said about Justin Fields?
No.
It made me really nervous.
Okay.
He said he's where we expected him to be when he came in right now, which was a subtle way of saying he was behind where we thought he would be when he came in. And then he said, if we had to put him in a game, we think he would do fine. I'm going to say this to Bears fans one more fucking time. I do not care that you have never fired a coach in season. You're gonna. It's coming, and it's coming very quickly because Matt Nagy is doing everything in his power to make ownership go, nope, can't be him. Can't be him because he's scared to death. He's scared to death for his job. You're not going to let Fields learn on the job. And if you told me Matt Nagy made it through week 6, I would be marginally surprised. As tough as that schedule is.
It could start out in disaster. They could start out at 1-6, I think we said was a possibility.
Yep.
For their start to the season. And I've always thought it needs to be Justin Fields. I think Allen Robinson will be so much better if he can have somebody who can get him the ball. And I don't know that it's Andy Dalton. But there again, Allen Robinson's played with shit quarterbacks before, and it really hasn't mattered.
Correct.
He's still been a superstar regardless. Which might be why 45 feels a little low to me. But
not. When you see the receivers in front of him, you're going to realize it's not low.
Yes. Next on the list, 6 out of the last 7 years, this guy has been all-pro. Bobby Wagner, one of the best linebackers in the entire NFL of the Seattle Seahawks. What do you love about him so much?
He's just so damn consistent. He's so consistent. You know what you're getting every play. And now, is age starting to wear on him? Sure. There's no doubt that it is. But he's just so fucking consistent. Fun story about Bobby Wagner. How many seasons that he's been in the NFL has he ever been below 100 tackles?
1?
No, it's 0.
0?
And the one time he was even vaguely close, he only played 11 games.
Yeah.
He's only been below a buck 30 3 times, and none of them have been in the last 5 years.
Jesus.
Like a fine wine.
Yeah.
In certain regards, he's getting better with age. Now, I will say his ability to cover is lessening as time goes on. That's why the tackle numbers are going up.
Right.
But he's still a fantastic, fantastic player. Fits that system perfectly. Bobby Wagner at 44.
All right, at number 43, already said he should be number 47. Justin
I already
Herbert.
changed my mind on that. Fuck that. I'm
Sticking with the original ranking.
Yep.
Good for you. Stand your ground. 43, Justin Herbert, Los Angeles Chargers. Quarterback of the future, the guy that they went out and got Corey Linsley for. They have him pretty well protected now after what they've done in the offseason and in the draft. He had an unbelievable year last year. I think his star is only rising. Do you foresee a path other than injury to a sophomore slump?
I could see a path. I don't love that Joe Lombardi's his offensive coordinator. I don't love that this is his second offensive system in 2 years. I don't love that Keenan Allen is his 1. I don't love that Mike Williams is his 2. I do like Josh Palmer. I do like Austin Eckler. It hurts in a way to me that you lose Hunter Henry because there's a big drop-off in talent from Jared Cook to Hunter Henry. And throw Donald Parham the damn ball. He's very good at football, and you should let him be very good at football.
Right. The fact that he had 31 touchdowns last year, 10 interceptions, to me was unbelievable. Normally you do expect a rookie to come in and throw more interceptions. But 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. Not too damn bad. And I only think that that is going to continue. Especially, I don't know if, I think the defense can be better than they were last year, especially with getting Derwin James back. So I don't know that he'll be asked to do as much as he was last year.
It kind of goes to what I was going to say. I think he could be worse statistically and better on the field this year.
Okay. Number 42, Chase Young, Washington football team. He was, no doubt, home run draft pick for them. And he came into this league and immediately started making an impact. There was very little adjustment that needed to be made for him to pick up the speed of the game.
On the best defensive line in the NFL, he's still the guy that's double teamed. That tells you everything you need to know. I don't know that Chase Young's ever going to throw up crazy, flashy stats, but he could. He could.
And his ability to get into the backfield, and not only when he gets into the backfield, but he hits with such power and such technique that he goes after the ball. And he can knock the ball loose better than just about anybody in the NFL 1 year into his career. I think he is going to be an all-pro in this league for a decade, maybe.
I would agree with that.
There is no doubt that he is the next generation of pass rusher in the NFL. Number 41, closing out this round of the Sportsocracy NFL Top 100, Kyler Murray, quarterback from the Arizona Cardinals. You love Kyler Murray so much.
I do.
And how much are you going to blame him if this team does not get it done this year and get into the playoffs?
I will probably blame him 0. I'll blame Cliff Kingsbury a lot.
Yeah.
I want you to think about what I'm going to say. Kyler Murray is an uber mobile quarterback that's still a 67+% completion percentage guy. That just doesn't happen. Guys that throw on the run this often do not complete that level of percentage of their throws. Does he throw a few too many interceptions for me? Yes. He's also 24 years old. So, I'm not ready to jump off the bridge on that just yet. I love everything I see out of Kyler Murray. I want him to run just a little less. Not a lot less, not a crazy amount less. I don't really want to see him break that 100 rush plateau.
Okay.
That's just not something I want out of a 5'10 quarterback. Because if you run the ball that many times, you're going to get dusted a couple of them. So I would like to see him run less. I understand that's part of his game. I just think he's so damn talented. And now with DeAndre Hopkins and Chase Edmonds and A.J. Greene, the forgotten man in that offense, and Rondale Moore, who might be the third best rookie receiver in the league. I love everything about Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
He's my dark horse to win the MVP.
Yep. I think he can do it. I think he can become the first quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards and to rush for 1,000. He was so close last year, especially on the rushing yardage. But the fact that he has more weapons, yeah, I think they're going to be able to do just fine with the weapons that they have here. And it will be a make or break year for Cliff Kingsbury if they cannot get into the playoffs, because I think their schedule lays pretty well for them to be 10-7. They can
be better than that.
I think they can, but I'm saying, to me, that's if you're not 10-7, then the powers that be in Arizona need to start thinking about maybe we need another coach, because I think you got all the weapons there. You definitely have all the leadership that you need, and that's the other thing about Kyler, is that he was a guy that came in immediately and was the leader in the locker room. There's not much not to like about this kid.
Correct.
And he knows how to take care of himself. Which, when you have a running quarterback, as Russell Wilson has proven,
damn important.
You got to have that ability. I don't know why every running quarterback is not under some kind of baseball tutelage with a base running coach of some kind that will help them keep themselves healthy. I think Kyler Murray can, and he's one guy that I wouldn't be surprised to see try to make a run at baseball after he's done playing football.
would. That's dumb. That makes absolutely no sense.
Not if he loves the game.
He doesn't. He loves money just like the rest of us do. Whether you want to admit it or not, if he wanted to play baseball, he'd play fucking baseball.
Uh-huh.
He's going to make $300 million playing quarterback in the NFL. I think he'll be just fine. I just look at Kyler, and I see so much potential, and I think it's reined in by Cliff Kingsbury with this kooky-ass offense. Because Cliff Kingsbury is not an NFL head coach. I mean, there's just no doubt about that. It gets reined in, and maybe I prop him up a little bit because I think he's overcoming that to such a point. But even that, I don't think I prop him up much. Now, I did see ESPN had him in front of Lamar Jackson, which to me is fucking insane. But
to each his own.
Your list, you do what you want to. Doesn't make any damn sense to me, but
right. All right, that's our list of 20 for today on the Sportsocracy NFL Top 100. Again, unfortunately, we will not be with you tomorrow morning. We will have we will have an afternoon show today and tomorrow. We hope tomorrow. Yes.
We're at the telling you something that we've been
Wednesday morning here in the Sportsocracy in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. Don't forget about our competition for a cause as well, the best ball leagues, where the proceeds will benefit Evelyn Charity's St. Nicholas Project. The links are in the description of this and each of our videos. You can find the links as well on the Facebook page. We want as many people to be involved in this as possible. We've got the different levels, $20, $50, and $100 buy-ins. Again, proceeds going to help needy kids in the Buncombe County area have something to open on Christmas morning with the Evelyn Charity's St. Nicholas Project. Build your bankroll as well. Link in the description of all of our videos.
Week 0 and week 1 are all 1 week.
Yes, they are.
So you're not too late to get in. You're not too late to get in at any point in the season.
Right.
But you will not be eligible for the victory if you're not in within the first couple of weeks. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
And you probably get shellacked anyway because somebody's going to.
Right, so that whole rule about you have to spend 1,000 of your 10,000 fantasy dollars
that's this
every week
and this upcoming weekend.
It was this past weekend and this week included in that because everything got lumped into week 1 on the server because they realized that not a lot of us are going to be willing to put $1,000, even fake money, down on San Jose State. He did, but I did not. But we will be all hot and heavy for the start of college football this afternoon on ESPN Asheville. We will continue with our conference-by-conference previews. We'll do the SEC this afternoon and then roll on with the other conferences throughout the rest of the week. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Drink different. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. Have a great afternoon.